Every man knows the sting of rejection, the sleepless nights, the endless questions, the silence that follows. But this pain is not random. It is part of her nature, built to test your strength. Your suffering is not unique. It is the path all men face. Machiavelli once showed rulers how to command nations. Those same principles now reveal how to command love. Here are 9 laws to turn heartbreak into power and respect into obedience. This is the cruel truth of desire most men are never taught. Machiavelli said men are moved by 2 forces, love or fear. Most think this applies only to kings and rulers. But it also governs the hidden rules between men and women, because men and women are not chasing the same thing. Men are taught to chase love, give affection, show loyalty, and offer devotion. But women are not searching for devotion alone. They are testing for strength. Not cruelty, not violence, but the calm force that cannot be bent. She looks for the man who stands firm, the man who does not lose himself to her moods. Her tests are not accidents. They are nature's way of asking, can this man lead? Can this man hold his ground? Many men fail here. They believe loving harder and giving more will secure loyalty. But the more they try to please, the faster they lose her respect. Kindness without strength turns invisible. Weakness is punished with indifference. A man who folds too easily cannot be admired. And without admiration, she cannot follow. Love without strength becomes submission. So the first law is simple. Never trade your strength for comfort. Be kind, yes, be gentle when you choose. But let your kindness rest on discipline and presence. Without strength, kindness is weakness. Without power, love becomes slavery. She may enjoy your sweet words and soft touch, but she only respects the man whose strength cannot be shaken. This is the cruel truth of desire. Without power, your love will always be ignored. When heartbreak strikes, it feels personal. Nights grow heavy, your chest tightens. You replay moments and ask, why me? But the truth is harsher. Your suffering is not special. It is the common path of every man who dares to love. Pain is not a mistake in life's design. It is the oldest trial given to men. A silent test meant to separate those who rise from those who remain broken. Women may spark the pain, but they are not the enemy. The real battle is against yourself. And here most men fail. They run to distractions, entertainment, alcohol, and comfort. They flee pain, believing escape will heal them. But escape only creates chains. Pain avoided becomes a master. Pain faced becomes a teacher. Machiavelli wrote that the wise man does at once what the fool does finally. The wise cut open the wound, learn the lesson, and rise stronger. The fool hides and pretends to be fine. Years later, the same pain returns heavier and crueler. Pain avoided is slavery. Pain confronted is freedom. Heartbreak is not damage, it is raw material. Like metal, suffering is useless until it meets fire. In fire, it is beaten and sharpened into a sword. A man untouched by pain is fragile. A man who survives fire carries weight in his silence. His presence demands respect without words. So the second law is this. Face your pain, use it. Let it carve out weakness and forge discipline into your bones. Pain is not the end, it is the beginning. There is a truth many men forget. Too much presence kills value, while distance creates desire. What is common becomes invisible. What is rare becomes precious. The human mind works this way. Constant availability suffocates attraction. Endless attention kills mystery and tension. The man who never leaves her side becomes the man she no longer sees. But the man who understands distance gains respect, not through games or anger, but calm strength. His absence reminds her of his value and awakens the fear of losing him. Machiavelli taught that power lies not only in what is given, but in what is withheld. Endless generosity breeds weakness. Controlled denial builds respect. Love follows the same rule. Distance is not neglect, neglect is weakness. Distance is strategy. It shows you are not desperate, not chained to her emotions, and not defined by her presence. Here's the paradox. The moment you stop chasing, she moves toward you. When attention becomes rare, it becomes priceless. The man who rejects neediness becomes the man she bends toward. Every woman tests mood swings. Sharp questions, sudden distance. These are not attacks, they are measurements. She must know if you are strong enough to lead. Respect is not won once and kept forever. It is tested repeatedly. Each test asks, will he stay steady or collapse? Most men fail by arguing, begging, or explaining. Words do not pass tests, presence does. She will forget what you said, but she will remember whether you stood firm or folded. Weakness kills respect. Lost respect kills desire. When you remain calm, grounded, and unshaken, her nature responds. She feels safer, drawn, willing to follow. This is not cruelty. It is design. So the law is this. Do not beg, do not fold. Do not lose your calm, be steady as stone. Let storms pass while you remain unmoved. Strength earns obedience. Women are drawn to the stronger choice. This is instinct, not betrayal. Strength is shown through growth, presence, and resilience. When a man stops growing, respect fades. Once you accept this truth, jealousy dies. You stop comparing yourself to others and focus on outgrowing your former self. Growth creates rarity. Rarity creates value. Never assume loyalty without strength. Machiavelli warned that rulers fall when they stop adapting. The same law rules relationships. Silence is power. Weak men argue and explain. Strong men speak less. Silence cannot be twisted. It forces others to wonder, and in that wondering they surrender control. When you stay silent during storms, you say everything without words. You show restraint, discipline, and strength. Silence creates mystery, and mystery fuels desire. A man without discipline is already defeated. Lust, anger, and laziness quietly enslave most men. Each weakness lowers a woman's respect. Discipline is freedom. A man who rules himself can lead others. His presence speaks without boasting. He cannot be bent. Fear is misunderstood. It is not cruelty. It is the fear of loss. The fear of losing a man who will walk away if his standards are crossed. A man who knows his worth commands respect without raising his voice. Love without fear is fragile. Love balanced with strength endures. Greatness is born through danger. Heartbreak and betrayal are silent wars that forge rare men. Pain can destroy you or crown you. The man who asks what now instead of why me is transformed. His scars become proof. His presence carries weight. So the final law is this: carry your suffering with discipline until it becomes your crown. Strength born from pain cannot be ignored. Love alone will never earn respect. Strength shaped by discipline will. If you are ready to rise, take action now. This is where men are forged. Remember this word above all else. That word is control. Control over your emotions. Control over your time. Control over your reactions. The man who controls himself controls his fate. And no woman can dominate a man who has mastered his own mind. Most men live reactively. They respond to texts, moods, and silence like prisoners waiting for permission. But the man in control acts, not reacts. His life moves forward whether she approves or not. This independence is felt immediately. She senses that your world does not revolve around her emotions. You invite her into your life, but you do not abandon your mission for her comfort. A man with direction is dangerous in the best way. He cannot be manipulated with affection or threatened with distance. His purpose anchors him, and anything anchored cannot be dragged. This is why weak men are controlled by love, while strong men lead within it. One chases validation, the other creates gravity. One begs to be chosen, the other is chosen because he does not beg. Women do not follow words, they follow certainty. When your actions are steady and your standards clear, confusion disappears. She knows where you stand, and certainty builds trust. Chaos enters when a man contradicts himself, when he says one thing and does another, when he threatens to leave but never does. Empty words destroy authority. A man who means what he says becomes rare, and rarity commands respect. You do not need to announce your boundaries. You enforce them quietly through action. Walking away is the ultimate proof of power. Not in anger, not to punish, but because your self-respect outweighs your fear of loss. This is what most men cannot do. The moment you can lose her without losing yourself, you win. Because you are no longer negotiating from weakness. You are standing in truth. This does not make you cold. It makes you solid. Love given from strength is warm and stable. Love given from fear is desperate and exhausting. Remember this. She does not want a man who needs her to survive. She wants a man who chooses her while already standing strong on his own. When you become that man, arguments shrink. Tests lose power, drama fades. Not because she changed, but because your presence reshaped the dynamic. Strength is contagious, calm is contagious, discipline is contagious. When you embody them, others adapt around you without being told. This is leadership. Not dominance, not control, but stability so strong that others feel safe aligning with it. If you fail, fail forward. If you suffer, suffer with purpose. Every loss is instruction. Every rejection is refinement. Do not curse the fire, thank it. It is burning away the man you were never meant to remain. Most men want results without transformation. But power only comes after the old self dies. There is no shortcut through discipline. When you finally change, do not announce it. Let silence reveal it. Let consistency confirm it. Let results expose it. This is how heartbreak becomes authority. This is how pain becomes presence. This is how an ordinary man becomes unignorable. Understand this clearly. Respect is never negotiated. It is never begged for. It is earned through consistency between your words, actions, and boundaries. The moment you compromise these, authority collapses. Many men think dominance is loud. It is not. True dominance is quiet. It is the calm certainty that you will not tolerate what violates your values, no matter who stands in front of you. When a woman senses this certainty, she adjusts. Not because you demanded it, but because strength reshapes behavior naturally. Power never needs to explain itself. Weak men chase peace at the cost of respect. Strong men choose respect knowing peace follows later. Temporary discomfort is the price of long-term authority. If you fear conflict, you will always be controlled by it. But when you accept conflict calmly without anger or emotion, you remove its power over you. Most men crumble under pressure because their identity is tied to approval. When approval is threatened, they panic. A man rooted in self-worth remains unmoved. Your value does not come from her attention, her affection, or her validation. It comes from the standards you uphold when it would be easier to break them. This is why walking away hurts so deeply. It forces you to choose self-respect over attachment. Most men fail this test and pay for it with long-term regret. A man who can walk away gains leverage without trying. He is no longer controlled by fear. And freedom from fear is the foundation of power. Do not confuse attachment with love. Attachment demands, love chooses. The man who loves from strength can let go without collapsing. Needy love suffocates. Disciplined love attracts. One drains energy, the other creates it. Every boundary you enforce trains others how to treat you. Every boundary you abandon teaches them how to disrespect you. This is why consistency matters more than intensity. Anyone can be strong once. Few can be strong every day. Strength is not proven in good times. It is revealed under pressure, silence, distance, and temptation. When she pushes and you remain grounded, she learns something important. You are not controlled by emotion. You are governed by principle. Principles are immovable, feelings change. A man who lives by principle cannot be manipulated by emotion. This creates polarity. One leads, one follows. When both try to lead emotionally, chaos is guaranteed. Leadership does not mean superiority. It means responsibility. The responsibility to remain calm when others lose control. A woman tests emotional strength because she needs to know someone can hold the frame when she cannot. When you fail to hold that frame, she must do it herself. And resentment grows where leadership is absent.